beginning. Cadence flies low, request, the sun's about to rise, and I've had more than enough for one night. All I need is to sink into dark void of rest. But tonight, Patrick's, Drake's Haven is the place to be. Drake's Haven, where Cadence flies low, night one. The walk feels endlessly long. I try to focus on the task of locating Reynard, but my thoughts just won't line up right. Definitely not promising end at night. Before I know it, we're already there. Drake, this is our stop. Let's head inside. Dawn is nearly upon us. Steps through the doors, first, but leaves it open for me. I see it as a slight sign of trust, or maybe I'm just too exhausted to be on the lookout for tricks. Home sweet home. Peeking into a kindred's haven is kind of like trying to read their diary, assuming they have one, of course. Our van, which I share with my crew, might tell a story of covert operations, daring escapes, and tight-knit camaraderies. With those with a flair for drama, that is, to anyone else, it could just seem like a mobile hideout for a few smugglers. Granted, I haven't exactly been a guest in many havens, but this one, it's particularly shouting its love affair with books and a certain, let's say, relaxed approach to tidiness. And the Madrid probably didn't expect to have company like everywhere. Every inch of it is covered in books, papers, and random notes, a wild mosaic of ideas from the mundane to the outright unhinged. I swear, there are even scribbles on napkins in the mix. Padraic seems a little bit flustered that I caught his haven in such disarray. He rushes to clean up, picking up an armful of papers along the way. Padraic, make yourself at home. The couch is all yours. At least the window all still open. At least the windows all still open have been secured with steel shutters. All in all, the place feels rather cozy, a pretty decent haven, I think, just a tad too lonely for my taste. Ask about the papers, check out his book collection, look out the window, check out the book collection. Among the clutter of vast collection, James Joyce stands out, surrounded by other books that feel more like homework than leisure reading. Drake's choice of literature definitely on the no fun side. Stack of papers he's clutching is kept under wraps and impossible to read, but the ones littering the rest of the space, they're up for grabs. I stretch my neck to get a closer look, ditching any attempt to be sneaky, only to find some disjointed snippets about history, voices, oracles, and the like. I shoot him a disappointed frown, only to be met with his painful blank gaze. Clearly, someone's got their poker face down pat. Callie, a history buff. Don't take this the wrong way, but you totally give off that vibe. Drake, why would I take it the wrong way? I give a casual shrug and he offers a smile in return. It's not exactly brimming with joy, but hey, I'll take what I can get. Drake, get some rest. We've got a busy night ahead of us. It's hard to put up a fight against common sense, especially when you're running on empty. I give him a vague wave, settle onto the couch amid a few stray papers, and let myself sink into the deep, dark void of rest. Hours prior. Premier laboratory Intermission Night 1. The steady drone of ancient machinery blends with the aroma of ancient dust and robust alchemy, conjuring a palpable atmosphere that teases the senses. It's a relentless reminder of raw power in action, a sensation that never leaves you, no matter how far away you look. Is it a common theme across Premiere Labs, or did she add a personal twist just for my sake? Bah, that's beside the point tonight. Tonight, the stakes are sky high. No room for getting sidetracked. Ailing Sturbridge. I'm only going to ask this once. You do understand all the specifics, correct? Question mark. The procedure and the risks that come with it? Question mark. My gaze drifts down to my necklace, the symbol of my cause. I nod in silence. Ailing Sturbridge. Make no mistake, should you attempt to violate our agreement, I have my methods to track you down. Believe me, that would be far less pleasant than what's coming next. Mysterious person? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Let's just get let's just get this over with, shall we? Question mark. I'm instantly hit with pain so intense it feels like my flesh is being torn asunder, and no matter how much I try, I can't black out for even a briefest moment of blissful reprieve. My consciousness clings on, as stubborn as I am, as I begin to behave like a guillotine, but maybe a little useless comedy. Agony is wonder, and still a surprise that suddenly asks end of the night. Shall we go for one more next? Wish to end the night. Night 2, December 2024. 6 nights till New Year's. Again in Padraig's Haven. Rude Awakening Night 2. What? Again and again, it's the same sensation. A sudden plunge into the frigid waters, snapping me back to reality. Not exactly a graceful awakening, more of a SH, here we go again kind of moment. In the midst of this routine, there's always that distinctive first touch, the thing that jolts me back to consciousness. This time, it's the gentle rustle of pages turning, a subtle nudge back to the waking world. I crack open an eye and look around. It's his derelict armchair. Patrick sits bent over a heavy tome, pencil in hand, etching thoughts onto the yellowed pages. His gaze never leaves the text, but he must have sensed me awaken. I need some water quickly. Drake, good evening. I hope you slept well. On couch says to kinda Callie, as well as one can when their home's been taken away. God, I have had so many cushions. Bought them myself. You know, there was even a little fox embroidered on one. Drake, how very quaint. I would never have pictured you as one for nostalgia. Callie. Yeah, well, you don't know me at all, so. Padraig, I suppose that is fair. Callie, So did I snooze through anything noteworthy? Question mark. Jots down one last note and carefully closes the book before finally glancing up at me, face unyielding and cold as ice. Drake, that would depend on your definition of noteworthy, but I have been pondering our next steps. Callie, oh, do tell. Drake, I have been working for the Anarchs for the past 2 years and forged friendly relationships with some of them, Torque included, although in this particular case I would rather avoid his presence. You sure quiet stays much. I'm with you on that one. Callie, the Baron of the Bronx knows a lot about what's going on in the underbelly for sure. We should definitely talk to him. He glances at the window, clearly wrestling with his thoughts. The drag. Torque is more than occupied with handling both his discussions with the camarilla and the issues within his own turf. Regardless, he wouldn't be inclined to aid an outsider whose cause is nothing but trouble. Ellie, pity. So what do you propose then? The drag. The allegations against your sire. See, I happen to know someone who used to be deeply entrenched in the darker corners of the red market, an anarch working not too far from here. If Cassell truly wields as much influence as the court suggests, my contact could offer substantial aid. Callie, substantial, you say? Wow, can't argue with that, except it's a no-go, amigo. His face scrunches up in surprise, and he repeats the words as if trying to taste them for poison. A no-go, amigo? Question mark. Callie, look, I get it. You have friends and contacts aplenty, but so do I. Also, I know Raynor Castle like the back of my hand. We've been dealing all around the city on and off for almost 2 years. There's gotta be somebody here who knows where he bailed. The drag furrows his brow, waiting for me to elaborate further. This is a real quandary. Two little angels whisper steadily into my ears, one having fallen spectacularly into the pits of hell, while the other has only sauntered vaguely downwards, spouting completely contradictory notions. In the end, I ignore them both, as I often do, and choose a third option, the best option, one where I don't have to reveal much at all. Callie, there's this one guy who hangs around Harlem, Eli Sansarik. Apparently, he's one of the few kindred that didn't burn with hatred for Reynard, so it must mean they were getting along. He tilts his head slightly at the name of let's just call it a contact. The dread. Eli Sansarik, the serpents. Callie, why do you have something against them? Drake, do you know what the ministry? Never mind that. Do you have the slightest inkling about what Sansarik's capable of? Oh, I'm not fond of that look, the one filled with pity, but somehow I can't seem to bring out a credible line to spite him. Callie, go on, enlighten me. Drake, to put it bluntly, only in the most desperate situations would anyone with an ounce of sanity consider seeking out Eli Sansarik. Callie, a perfect lead. Given my circumstances, I can go find him now, have a little chat, and be back in no time. Bedrag. We could go find him, but it's far from the best course of action at the moment. Since Derek is known to be extremely dangerous and territorial, we should not take him lightly. I propose we go to the annex first. At least we will not be in danger of losing our heads. Callie, you're being so dramatic. We're gonna be fine. What's the worst that can happen? Drag. I believe us literally losing our heads is most definitely in the realm of possibility. Callie, we could split the party, you know. Drag. Again, we most certainly could not. See, I think. Sweet lord, this guy. Time to kick things up and a notch. I fish a weighted coin out of my belt bag. Callie, whoops, sorry. I think I reached my limit there. How about we just flip a coin? Heads we go to Sansaric, tails we go to Milo. Drag, you mean the Bronx. I hate it when people actually listen to what I say. Callie, fine. Call it already. I see him hesitate, eyes going blank for a moment. His hand almost inadvertently crawls towards his ring, spinning it around a couple of times. Squinting at it, I finally manage to make out that it's the dice ring. One of those real dorky ones that D&D nerds wear when they want to look their silliest. Finally, Patrick looks back at me, gaze as sharp as ever. Patrick, alright, what do you call it? Callie, suit yourself, buddy, it's your freedom. Toss for heads or toss for tails? Let's toss for heads. Heads. I lower my head to hide a little smile, the weighted coin glimmering in the warm light of the floor lamp as it soars through the air, spinning quicker than the wheels of fate. It lands safely on my outstretched hand, and I flip it onto my palm, showing it confidently to Rick without even a glance. He looks at it and smiles up at me like a cat that got the cream. Drake, tails, fancy that. Seems we're going to the Bronx after all. What? Callie, what? Impossible, truly impossible. This has never happened before. Traitorous coin, have I not been good to you? Have I not kept you safe in my pocket all these years? Is that how you repay me? Question mark. I mean, what the actual F? Question mark. Who is he? Question mark. Did David Blaine finally freeze to death and turn into this lanky trickster? Question mark. How did he? Callie, best 2 out of 3? Question mark. Patrick, come on, can we take my car? Well, SH, that's one battle lost. Callie, yeah, your car. Wait, you mean that black rattle trap out front? Patrick, it's a perfectly suitable vehicle whose minuscule size allows for. Callie, you know what? How about we just go and you can enjoy your minuscule vehicle in silence? A is for anarchy. Main quest. Oh, second quest. Okay. Stupid coin, gotta take the L, I guess. Not my idea. Tagging along with the cat cative might get me some answers. Plus, having Torque's reaction at Elysium, those anarchs might have a soft spot for Madrid and share more than if I ask them myself. The Bronx is for Secrecy Night 2. Patrick's car. Patrick's car, indeed, a perfectly serviceable vehicle, and that's legally all I'm allowed to say. I'm having a blast shuffling through all the ancient cassette tapes he's collected, judging his taste in music out loud. Callie, another Bohemian Rhapsody? Seriously? Question mark. The drag. Huh? I thought I only had one of them. Terrific. He says it with the straightest of faces, and I can't help but burst into laughter. Callie, God forbid you get with the times, but how about a legit car radio? You know, to update your playlist? Question mark. Patrick says the one sporting a Walkman on her belt. Touche, I guess. Patrick, still, I do have a soft spot for Queen. It never gets old. Callie, just saying, you're missing out on a whole lot if you ignore stuff from the 21st century. The music scene's been booming. Ever heard of K-pop? Question mark. You're giving off some serious saying energy, my guy. He eyes me with sudden interest. Drake, do you think any of them have released cassette tapes? Question mark. Aside from our contrasting views on modernity, our little journey proceeds smoothly, too smoothly, in fact. A violent itch grows within me to tease, scratch, prod, and I can't help but give in. What's up with the grave? Why the anarchs exactly? Let's shake him up, shake him until he spills. What's up with the anarchs? Callie. So, the anarchs, am I right? The Drake. What about them? Question mark. Callie, exactly. You've got some stories there. I bet. Mind sharing the rest of them? Car? Question mark. Mind sharing with the rest of the car? Question mark. The Drake. There's really not much to talk about. Callie, come on. It's either that or me belting out every single line in Bohemian Rhapsody, instrumental bits included. Muscle in his cheek twitches, but he manages to suppress the blooming smile. The drag, the horror. I suppose you leave me no choice. I landed in New York about 2 years ago, shortly after I managed to save a handful of kindred, mostly of the anarch variety, although I do believe there was some Garamilla in the mix. He earned me what I would call tentative trust from Torque, and not much else, as you might have assessed back in Elysium. Callie. Wow, how noble. How did you go from kindred hero to Garamilla's gopher? Question mark. There's a pause as if he's genuinely considering the trajectory of his life. The drag. I have a knack for playing peacemaker, apparently. And while Sport considers it an asset, the Camarilla think it is a kink in his armor. Compromise isn't really in their vocabulary, you know? Callie. Oh, I definitely do know. But if you save some Garamilla kindred as well, why not start with them and curry some favor? They're the fat cats of New York, right? Question mark. The Drake. I'm a caitiff, Callie. My kind is not exactly welcome around the ivory tower. A rare feeling of guilt washes over me, even though there's no bitterness in his voice. After a brief, uncomfortable silence, I abruptly change the subject and lead the conversation onto a slightly different track. Callie, so you've been mingling with the Caramilla for a while now. Anything noteworthy to share there? Betrayed. Probably just to keep out of their business. That is not something you want to get tangled up in. Callie. Right. How about cool stories about the anarchs? Question mark. You seem to get to gel with them the most. He hesitates briefly. His hands, while placed firmly on the steering wheel, meet in the middle as his fingers start nervously fiddling with the dice ring. Deep down, the logical part of me knows I should back off. But the readily available part, the one right beneath my cold, dead skin, lurches at this opportunity to sneak straight into the vault of secrets. Callie. Come on, I'm dying of boredom here. You must have some wild tales to tell, something not found in your pile of books. Fidgeting with the ring stops. His hands return to the perfect sensible 9-3 on the wheel. The drag. No wild tales, really. I mostly just talk to. I mostly just talk to people. Callie, riveting. What kind of people? The Drake. Thin bloods, for the most part. I was particularly interested in one called Sana, but mentioning her tends to shut conversations down, probably because she met her final death 4 years back, at the hands of the sheriff, no less. Callie, Kadir? Wow, she must have really stirred the pot. The drag. Well, she did go on a mortal killing spree, but I am not one to judge whether or not the punishment fit the crime, nor am I. Callie, well, I know a thing or two about walking the line between right and wrong, so I don't think I'm in any place to judge her either. Still, would pushed her to do it? Question mark. He hesitates again. Why so secretive about a thin blood going rogue? Question mark. Drake. She claimed she was acting under orders from Kane, urging her to kill. Eyebrow shoots up, waiting for him to continue. But Drake. He allegedly told Sana the end of the world is nigh, and somehow that devolved into a killing spree. Allie. And she never questioned why the creator of our whole species would specifically choose her? Question mark. Just straight up went on a rampage? Question mark. For some reason, this perfectly innocent remark really gets on his nerves. Drake. Look, I'm just telling you what I've heard. I never met Sana myself, just found her condition fascinating. Callie. Hey, no need to get worked up. I glanced at your research notes. I know you're really into the inner voices stuff. I'm not judging, it's just a drag. We can end this conversation anytime you want, really. Callie, it's just that you have some really niche hobbies, you know. May I interest you in, don't know, crocheting or something? Question mark. It's a lot less intense than chasing crazies. The kindred might not need air, but Madreg sighs so profoundly it probably echoes in the very afterlife, or wherever else Sana went after meeting her final death. The Bronx A is for Anarchy Night 2. I'm not sure what I expected from an Anarch outpost in one of the most densely populated cities in the Americas. Maybe a sewer hideaway sitting right next to the local rats. Maybe a few Prohibition era cellars linked by a web of secret corridors. Maybe even a chaotic squat in a dilapidated brownstone. but a grimy auto repair shop with a bold red sign proudly declaring it's Mato's place? Question mark. That definitely wasn't on my list. Are we lost? Can you read? Is it about your car? Are we lost? Callie, are you sure this is the spot? Question mark. I can ask for directions or something. Ouch, the silent treatment. The Drake parks carefully, checking the side mirrors to see if he's aligned perfectly with the curb. Finally, with a uh, satisfied nod, he turns the engine on. Drake, let's go. And he gets out of the car just like that. I follow, of course, not because he told me to. Well, hanging solo, hanging solo in a car at night gets real boring real fast. Even the Queen D do daying in the background. Even with Queen D do daying in the background. The drag. Mato, are you there? I fully expected company, but I still flinch when a huge burly kindred steps out from the shadow, quieter than a mouse. His grime-covered arms are all set to give Drake, the Drake, exclamation mark, a bear hug. But he stops himself at the very last moment, either from plain common sense or because I'm there. Macho. Patty! Exclamation point. Looking good, old man! Exclamation point. What can I do for you? Question mark. Need me to take a look at that old bunker of yours? Question mark. Patty? Question mark. Bunker? Question mark. Oh, this is gonna be good. I grin at Patty, expectantly, only to meet his gaze full of discontent. Patty, my bunker is in top shape, thank you. Mato, besides, I can see you are rather busy today. Still, I hoped you would have a moment for me. I won't take too long. I won't take long. Mato erupted into laughter, patting Patty on the shoulder with a hand as big as a dinner plate. Any mortal would get pulverized by a friendly little pet like that. This gentle drag was truly something else. Mato, anything for you, my man! Exclamation point. And speaking of, who's this you brought? Question mark. Mato's gaze cuts right through me, his hawkish eyes surprisingly cool and sharp despite his rugged exterior. A split second passes before I realize he's sizing me up, and that I'm coming up short. Mato probably wouldn't spare me a second glance if it weren't for Padraig. Patty, Mato, meet Callie. She's got in a bit of a situation with the ivory tower, you see. Well, to put it short, her execution is on hold provided she delivers the counsel her sire's dead on a silver platter. Mato lets out a long whistle his eyes gaining a sense of warmth and, dare I say, grudging respect. Mato, damn! Question mark. What's your sire accused of? Question mark. Callie, that's kind of what we're trying to piece together. Ever come across a lick who goes by Rainer Castle? Question mark. Mato, Rainer? Huh? Can't say it rings a bell. What's his deal? Question mark. Blood trade, among other things. The Drake says it quietly, sharply, with no hesitation, as far as the appearance of vitae drain from Mato's face. He almost drops the dirty rag he's been fiddling with ever since we got there. A tense silence fills the air, stretching like an endless rubber band. Thankfully, just as I'm a second away from blurting out some nonsense to break it, Mato speaks up. Mato, Mato, I left that SH behind, man. You know that. Patty, I know, believe me. We're not here to dredge up the past. We just need a direction. Nothing more, nothing less. Surely there's someone who's still in the loop. Someone who might have heard some rumors? Question mark. Mato falls silent, avoiding Padraig's eyes. Internally, I'm giving Padraig a standing ovation. I mean, I'm well aware I've misjudged my caretaker, but man, if he's not a wild critic, maybe he could even teach me a thing or two. Patty, I get it. It's a difficult situation, but I was really hoping you could help me out here. You know I would not hesitate to reciprocate as I have in the past. Mato, yeah, I know. He seems more resigned than irritated, but still refuses to speak. Eyes downcast, body language borderline, fear in headlights. The lucky son who sees history between these two, and I make sure to remember that in poker later. The drag shoots me a quick look, but before he can double down on the guilt tripping, I flash my most charming grin and step forward. Callie, you see, I've only known Patty here for what, a single night? Turns out that's more than enough to figure he's pretty good at killing the vibe when he puts his mind to it. That earns me an outrage glare from the caitiff, which I cheerfully ignore, and an unexpected chuckle from Mato. Mato, I count my blessings and push on. Callie, look, I don't know the first thing about you, the whole blood trade, that drama, or whatever. That's none of my business. I'm not about to dig in your dirt. Survival's the game we're all playing. Many questions. Throwing a rainer quote out there is kind of cheap, but it tends to work like a charm. Callie, so I'll back off. Plus, I'm in a spot where I really can't afford to have anyone else in this town eavesdrop at me. Mato, yeah, gotcha. It's just that, Callie, no need to spell it out for me. Gnarly paths are sort of my thing, you know? Let's just drop the whole shebang. I, he nods hesitantly, and I'm not sure if he caught on to my attempt to win him over. I really hope he didn't, because I've already scanned the workshop and found a bait or two I can feed him to keep him on the hook. Let's over appreciate some of his stuff. Let him see a fellow enthusiast in me. Callie, hey, you run a garage, yeah? Question mark. Got any spare hydraulic mats lying around? Question mark. My leveling system completely failed on me a few months back. Mato, leveling system? Question mark. That's a new one. Those things what's ride? Question mark. Callie, I mean, it kind of started thinking like I'm a class C beginner, but after years of us messing with it, that's basically a full sport now. Oh, and it's 6 feet. That's how it works so clear. It's almost modified chassis. Huh? Question mark. That would be cute. I'd love to get a look at that. Maybe it's just a simple fix for the jack, like some wires. Found that roadmap power getting through. Callie, nope, check that already. When those jacks decide it's game over, there's no coming back. It's not a big deal, really. I just hate having when I'm out and tell me about it. I used to spend a lot of time on the road myself. Yeah, question mark. What was your heart? Motto. Duluth, Minnesota. Been ages since I went back, though. Callie, why's that? Motto. Well, stuff, business, responsibility, and then I just sort of gave up on it. Callie. Well, if you ever get hit with a sudden wave of nostalgia, I can surprise you are. I'm not done with all this Camarillo BS, of course. It might be, it might be Hope playing tricks on me, but he seems more at ease. Mato, your class C, that's your favorite, right? Right on. That's still good and more reliable and fresh global people. Motto, damn, I really want to see that Callie, give me a few nights to sort my stuff out and I'll show you all its importance. He cracks an extra smile looking both wistful and excited. Motto, you know what? I might take you up on that offer. Callie, deal. Just keep those fingers crossed for me, alright? Question mark. I've got to navigate my way out of the Camarillo mess first. I gleefully sift through Mato's treasures, pretending I don't see him watching me like a hawk, clearly fighting a vicious internal battle. But in the end, neither of us breaks our silent standoff. Patty, it's time we head out. We still need to find someone who can actually give us some answers. So I bother you, Mato, and thank you for your time. Ow, that's cold even by literary standards. But it's such a meal. I smile brightly at Mato and wave a little. Callie, goodbye, Mato. Look after the Shangri-La okay? We turn around to Steve and I quietly come the steps before I reach Steve Mato hold up. The bridge moving forward, but it's gone by the time we both turn back to the friendly giant. Mato is gone. Patty, yes, question mark? Mato, I really am out of that business, Patty. Patty, I know, Mato. Mato, I still, some whispers combined with words in my ear would be like scoffs of more than a buzz of kindred. Callie, ain't that the truth? Usually comes in really handy too. Mato, yeah, so there's this thin blood alchemist, Skylar is her name. I think things about at studies a lot. Callie, studies, question mark? Patty, Empire of the Sun. It's a local anarch dive. Motto, yeah, exactly. Sunny's, if anybody knows anything about the blood trade, it's her. She's the only albino around too, so you won't make mistakes of her anymore. Thank you, Mato. This is all we need. Callie, I owe you big time. You have saved my skin. Mato, don't mention it. Miss Sorrento, what a pleasure. Her practical but her neutral glare as the drake hers livid. Mato waves at her awkwardly, to which she responds with a curt nod. Me? Question mark? I might as well be invisible to her. Yeah, Torque needs you, man. Patty, why? Question mark. Mayor, I came here to tell you not to debate you. Cater. Figure it out on your own. The drag tries to hide his frustration, but his jaw is set and his shoulders tight. Maddie, fine, let's get moving, Callie. Mia, I don't think you heard me right, Torque. Summoned you. Your ravenous pup is not invited. He turns on her heel and walks off into the night. The cluttered car shop silence feels a touch more welcoming as they straighten. As if starlight broke through at first glance. Mato gives Drake another of those awkward, shoulder pats, but it doesn't have relaxing effect on him. Or at least it stops him erratically spinning the room. When Sorrento, is that she Callie, wow, another kindred dicks down the system. You really got them by the dozens here in the Big Apple, huh? Question mark. Mato. Yeah, she's definitely one of them. Name's Mia. Torque's enforcer. Sort of big fish round here. Patty. Bigger than Torque? Sometimes. Mato. Easy, Patty. You wouldn't want her catching wind of that. Drake clears his throat in a uselessly mortal manner. Patty. Right. I believe that is our cue to go. Thanks again, Mato. Mato. Don't mention it, and hey, you're welcome back anytime, both of you. Callie, you got it. Later. Perfect, exclamation mark. Padraig gnashes his teeth so loudly that I can hear it a good 5 feet away. He's spinning his ring in such a violent and erratic manner that for a brief, bizarre moment, I think he's gonna rip his finger off. So I make a brilliant, as always, decision to lighten the mood. Callie, so on a scale from 1 to I'm over this, how much do you regret getting into politics right now? Politicking right now. Patty, about 5. Yeah, Callie, sitting comfortably on the fence, I see as expected of a professional mediator. How did that happen, by the way? Is there a seminar for that kind of thing? Patty, to tell you the truth, Callie, I'm a bit unsure myself. I am happy to report that my efforts seem to have worked, or at least Padraig straightens up and puts his hand in his pocket instead of maiming them with the twisty ring. Still, who knows what his little claws are doing to the lining of his coat. Callie. So what's the plan now? Question mark. Patty. I have to go see Torque. Callie. Yeah, I gathered, but scary enforcer lady made it clear I wasn't invited to the party. Patty. You'll just have to wait in the car then. Callie, look, as much as I consider your perfectly serviceable car to be excellent company, we both know I can't just sit around doing nothing. Patty, then I'll ask someone to keep an eye on you. It should not take too long. Ellie. Yes. You and your endless debates? Question mark. I'll be old and gray before you come back, and that's not even an option anymore. Seriously. You handle Torque, and I'll head over to Sunny's to look for that Skylar girl. Patty, that's not happening. Callie, oh come on! Exclamation point. I've been to very, I've been the very model of temperance tonight! Exclamation mark. Patty, you've only been awake for mere hours. Callie, splitting hairs. I'm heading to Sunny's to wait for you there. Scout's honor. He sighs, rubbing tirelessly on his eyes. Callie, if we only had some means of long distance communication at hand, can you imagine what we could do if we were able to hear our voices from miles apart? Alas, reality is much more cruel, at least under Garamia's rules. Patty, we could always try using pigeons. New York's got no shortage of them. Callie, oh, so you're a comedian now. Hilarious. A shade of amusement crosses Padraig's face, but he manages to swiftly suppress it. Patty, look, it seems we are out of options here. You'll have to come with me and wait for a bit. I'll figure out what Torque wants from me, and then he trails off my mid-sentence and stares blankly into the distance, hands joining together to spin his ring. I wave my hand in front of his face, but he doesn't even flinch. Talk about being out there. And trust me, I'm an expert on out there. After what seems like a lifetime, he finally speaks up, and I feel every single drop of predictability evaporate. Patty, alright, let's meet at Empire of the Sun in an hour. Hold up. Callie, hold up. For real? Patty, Empire of the Sun, 1 hour. Do not let me down. And before I even have a chance to say anything like maybe, thanks, or crack a joke, he turns on his heels, hops into his perfectly serviceable vehicle, and drives off into the night. I feel right at home, all alone, and without anyone breathing down my neck, surprisingly. To myself, and probably to Padrid as well, I have no intentions of failing. Not when we're a solid lead waiting for me. Well, not when there's a solid lead waiting for me at Sunny's. But then again, the night is young, lit up, and gorgeous, and I'm alone in the city that never sleeps. Why not enjoy this scenic moment? So we have Empire of the Sun. What must be a really expensive tour? What are the odds of bumping into a city camper right in the middle of the day after Christmas? That slim to none, they say. But when fate sends you a dealer, you just gotta wall with it. Or do I just go Empire of the Sun? Empire of the Sun. From pillar to post to another spot networking right with Pandre temporarily out of the picture. It's on me to bring that Skyler thus worn dry for every last drop in hell. I just want to go to. I'm tired. The area outside Empire of the Sun is pretty sparse, both with mortals and my fellow kindred, so chilling out front isn't a big deal. I blend in perfectly, all amped up for whatever's going down tonight. Still, old habits die hard, so I take a sec to study the area carefully, taking it in the way my con artist's abilities about Doomsday while rocking that coat of Al Pacino look. He's got the wild vibe completely cool and insanity in his eyes. Yikes. Even if I was still in the grifter game, I wouldn't bother with him. Lunatics like that are more trouble than more trouble than they're worth. I usually broke to boot. Deadlift the front of the thigh, which looks, for lack of a better word, loved, despite the dodgy neon the place radiates an inviting vibe. A place with a soul. Still, the Empire of the Sun sign with Tizu scribbled next to it is so on the nose I can't help chuckling at on the inside. People clearly have fun at Sundays and see it as their place. A place they can return to again and again and again and never feel I'm wasting previous time just standing out here. Gotta find Skylar before Patty comes back and gives me I heard from the entrance doors deck out. I head for the entrance doors decked out with all sorts of funny stuff. But before I could even touch the handle, the crazy guy grabbed me with unexpected speed. There's someone so curled up. I shake him off easily and give him my best back off breath. He does nothing. He's in his own world. Unhinged fool. Oh, it's coming. The reckoning is upon us. The sign. Allie, hey, back off, will ya? Unhinged fool. Look up, damn you. It's death, dressed in rays of light. It's watching as the day star is waiting to cleanse us with fire. As I walk past the guy, his words echo in my head and rattle into the crevices of my brain, stirring long, dormant fears. Unhinged fool. Can you see it? The day star? It's the end of it all. Empire of the Sun Night 2. I enter settings acting as cool and liquid as if none of that crazy SH faced me. The interior looks exactly the way I expected. A kaleidoscope of stickers, murals, lights, and banners covering pretty much every available section. Smeared, well-worn seating, musical instruments, and plenty of space for dancing. To say that I've been in hundreds of times before and dozens of scenes doesn't quite capture the whole picture. But I gotta say, it feels like spotting Skylar is easy. With her head full of bleached dreadlocks, Besides, the bar is practically empty. Maybe all the kindreds have gone to ring in the holiday season. Question mark. Who knows? She hunched over the table, completely focused on scribbling something in a notebook. She doesn't notice me as I approach, so I get a sneak peek at one of the pages and discover some gorgeous picture painted lines. Or I assume Asymmetric tattoos. Nice drawings. Callie, wow, those are dope! Exclamation point. You beat people up? Question mark. I plopped down right next to her, shaking her of her reverie. She gives me a deep stare. Skylar. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of my old gig. Callie, tough finding clients at nightclub. Huh? Tough finding clients at night, huh? Skylar, you can say that. Her eyes narrow on me, to which I respond with my brightest grin. Skylar, can I help you or something? Question mark. Callie, Mato said you might be able to. Mato said you might be able to! Exclamation point. Name's Callie. I'm looking for Raynard Castle. Skylar, never heard of him. So if that's all. Callie, and where do you think you're going? I grab her by the collar as gently as I can and ease her back down. She resists a little, but let, let's be honest, a thin blood has nothing on a well-fed kindred. I kept her down easily, but my grin widens in a manner that is hopefully just a little bit threatening. I usually favor dodging conflict over sparking it, but this time my impulse steered me towards chaos. Impulses steered me towards chaos, and I let the flood take me like a ship on the windswept sea. Skylar, let go of me! Exclamation point. Callie, answer my question then. Raynard Castle, where is he? Question mark. Skylar, look, I really don't know any Raynard Castle or whatever, okay? Skylar, Callie, really? Playing dumb? Question mark. Do I look like I'm here for games? Question mark. Cut the SH and talk to me. Skylar, I have nothing to say to you. Me? Let me go or I'll start screaming. Like, Callie, how? Question mark. You have no mouth. I watch as her eyes bulge, hands gasping wildly, and her knees cramp, blocking the sense of touching anyone. Something I do often, but when the opportunity arises, it's always a sight to behold. Before she can catch on to the illusion, I theatrically snap my fingers to bring her attention back to the nothingness. Callie, there we go. All back to normal. Now where's Raynard Castle? Question mark. She touches her mouth, tugging at her lips, tracing the teeth between her jaw left and right a few times. Relief washes over her face and she stutters a little. She speaks again. Skylar, I honestly don't know. I've only heard bits and pieces about him. An alchemist worth their salt. Knows all the Demetrius food supply in the city. Callie, so you're an alchemist? Question mark. Impressive. Skylar, screw you. Not sure where my genius compliment went wrong, but okay. Callie, so what's the scoop on Castle? Castle? Question mark. Preferably his current whereabouts? Question mark. Skylar, you tell me. I've got no clue. I've never even laid eyes on him. Callie, give me something worthwhile. You're sort of wasting my time here. Look, chat, but I'm on the clock at the moment. Skylar, alright, chill out, William. Question mark. I know someone. There's this courier. She delivers all sorts of SH all over the county. Can get you pretty much anything. She's tight with herself. Yeah. Alright. Question mark. Interesting. Go on. Skylar, go on? Question mark. Go on what? Question mark. I smother the urge to roll my eyes. Callie, go on. Hook me up with her. Like yesterday. All those threats and she still hesitates to help me. Well, the time for the stick has come and gone. Now it's time for the carry. I really wasn't lying when I told Honcho I'd rather not make any more enemies in the city. Callie, look, you're not exactly catching on to it. I could just take your phone and set up a meeting myself. But I'm being generous, so I'm asking you politely. I might add. Skylar, you call this that polite? Question mark. Uh, Callie, well, you're still in one piece, aren't you? Question mark. Oh, even sweeping the pot, alright? Question mark. Set me a meeting with that courier of yours, and I'll plead you in on your schedule. Your ears perk up a little, but she still eyes me with suspicion. What goods are we talking about? Question mark. I flash her a reassuring grin, and though she recoils a little, her attempt at nonchalance fails miserably. Callie, blood stashes, obviously, top quality, best variety. All your little alchemist heart might possibly desire. Deal? Question mark. I reached my hand, pausing to give her the space to decide before I'm forced to make the decision for her. Luckily, after a brief deliberation, she reaches out and shakes my hand. Deal. Hold on. I'm gonna make a quick call. I nod and relax, keeping her inside as she walks forward to the stage area and takes off the phone. I feel a twinge of guilt over how I treated her. Maybe I should have just started off with the with that whole blood stench. Yeah, well, I'm not exactly a planner, am I? If this courier leads me to Brainerd tonight, this whole search could end in a matter of hours because the thought of bringing myself within threats of the Camarilla, that annoying caitiff, and oh so futile endeavors. It all warms the chambers of my undead heart. Finally, Skylar hangs up and gets back to the table, fidgeting with the charm hanging from her phone. A real bundle of nerves. Skylar, none meetings in done. Meetings in 15 minutes. Unhinged school. When it blazes bright, we'll all be judged. A gentle snowfall meets me outside, gracefully covering the dirt sidewalks in a layer of pristine white and dusting the occasional pedestrian with its soft, beating crowns. Skylar winces at the scream of the madman and brushes off the fallen snow. I, on the other hand, let it settle in my hair undisturbed. Snow never bothered me anyway. Whatever you say, Callie. So, who are we meeting exactly and where? The moment she opens her mouth, the perfectly serviceable vehicle cuts a corner while Andrea punches over the steering wheel of rolling golf out on his face. He pulls up carelessly and lunges towards Sunny before noticing Skylar and me. He pauses, face scrunching in confusion. He seems genuinely surprised to see me, I'm suspended somewhere between feelings, smug but defiant with expectation, exasperated that he has so little faith in my worth, and slightly regretful. Never even attempted to flee, if only to gauge his reaction. At least he regains his composure before I can tease him about it. Patty, you're here. That's good. I'm too excited. Uh, Callie. Good. Do contain your excitement, my good sir. It's unseemly in polite company. Uh, what would you have me say? Outstanding? Question mark. A decent start, but I'd settle for divine. He rolls his eyes and settles his gaze on Skylar. We size each other up subconsciously like a pair of alley cats on a hot tin roof. Patty meets Skylar, a local anarch with a knack for alchemy. Skylar, meet Patty. Andrea, actually, pleased to meet you, Skylar. Yeah, alright, you super formal too. Skylar nods at him curtly. I can see the apprehension in her eyes, so I slept in, attempting to keep up our fragile truce. Callie, don't trust too much the bird. Maybe a bit of time, but he's alright. He's just here to offer lips, that's all. Bird. I am. Question mark? Callie. Yep. Bird. I see. Skylar, eyes jump between the Greg and me, but in the end, she seems to give up on caution. Maybe the prospect of a right blood stash is keeping her on track. You need to get moving. Skylar, you need to get moving. Meeting place isn't far, but, well, couriers aren't known for their patience. Let's hustle. Night courier, huh? Interesting. Now, who is this particular courier exactly? Question mark. She shrugs, making her way towards the caitiff's right. Skylar. Don't know. I only know her by the handle, and she always wears a helmet, so how mysterious, how risky. It's gonna be fine. Uh, oh, go with how mysterious. Allie. As long as she's clued into Raynard's location, seems like my kind of gal, too. Maybe I should start wearing something on my face like a full mask. Skylar mutters under her breath. Skylar, a gag would be more fitting. Honestly, Patty and her would definitely hit it off. Birds of a feather, yada yada. Allie, careful or I'll gag you instead. She presses her lips together and gets into the car without another word. Satisfied, I nod to myself before turning to Drake. Allie, anyways, you done with the torch thing? Question mark. Drake, yes. His speedy response is slightly suspicious. I narrow my eyes and judge him openly, but he is completely unfazed. Drake, more importantly, what's that all about? Night Courier? Question mark. Smile and then mischief mischievously falling the passenger door open, and there it is, the Drake's audible sigh. He's really fond of his mortal reactions to my antics. Unhinged fool. Voices of angels. His poison into the ears. Heed not, oh, heed not their honeyed words. Sudden commotion alerts me, and I'm instantly ready to pounce. The loony from before is leaving, before Drake clutching at the hem of his pants, with his head thrown back and mist over an eye. Very blankly into the next act. He stops screaming, but his lips quiver with faint whispers that fade into the air like smoke. Unhinged fool, do not in your slumber, for the daystar will sear its truth onto your whole being. I sigh and roll my eyes, ready to toss a fit about his attractive legs. But then I notice that Patrick has not reached his very motionless, two hands on his completely frozen aside from his hand, fingers twitching wildly, spinning fidgeting like that a lot. Actually, now that I'm paying attention. Yeah, Drake? Question mark. You okay there, buddy? Question mark. The catatonic madman falls over into the snow as I approach and gently lead the Drake. Allie, the Drake. Talk to me. What's going on? Question mark. Stop. Then all of it freeze. Avoids my eyes, shoves his hand into his pockets. I am fine. And sure, that's fine. What was that all about? Question. The Drake. I do not know. Let's not worry about it for now. My courier is waiting. Drake. Thank you for joining tonight, and I will be back tomorrow with some Fortnite and hopefully more of this. Thanks for joining and have a good one.